If you wanna stay with me, if you wanna try, maybe you could be with me, but only for a night. And I'll let the window open, baby. Leave my key outside the door. We don't need to tell nobody, but I think I'm ready to be loved. Only for a night. If you wanna stay with me, if you wanna try, maybe you could be with me, but only for a night. And I'll let the window open, baby. Leave my key outside the door.
It's Wednesday, and we're back again. I have to admit, I'm a little bit tired today. I don't know why. I just ate some pizza for lunch, so maybe that had a factor. Went down to Domino's, picked up the $9.99 any size, any toppings pizza deal. Pretty solid deal. Actually, pizza tasted really good, to be honest. The crust was pretty good. Hand tossed, large. Ate 2 pieces of it. Been watching The Love Boat, most underrated show of all time, apparently. I didn't realize how good it was. And the premise of the show is magnificent because it's people on vacation and they just keep bringing in new actors every week that are stars to be on the show. So it's almost like it's Saturday Night Live in a sitcom format, right? So you have the popular people at the time. Yeah, they may be playing parts, but like the Jeffersons cast was on the ship, like I think episode 1 or 2, I can't remember. And, are taking place, I think it was 76 or 77 the show started. And I want to say they had about a 10-season run. So, anyway. Watch Love Boat. That's what you came here to learn, right? So, what are we drinking today? Being that I'm tired, I didn't want to crack a beer. So, we're going with Bailey's and coffee. And it's fantastic. It is truly, truly fantastic. And I think that should be plenty to be excited for in its own sense. But, no, I don't know. I think I do recommend watching The Love Boat. I think if you have not been watching it, you have sadly been missing out. Any sense whatsoever, though. All right, so what do we have on dock today? We have a relatively short show. We're running at a total of 12 auctions, meaning only 6 3-minute time slots. And yeah, I don't know if I just wasn't ambitious enough. I think I misjudged some of the pricing of the stuff I was going to go for, and I'm trying to get back settled into it a little bit better. What is happening at the TV behind me? Oh, yeah, that's me. It's just running some of my other videos, apparently. Yeah, it probably looks a little crazy. But sometimes when I'm testing NES games, I fight with the NES. You know how you always had to blow on them? Well, I'm constantly cleaning them and trying to get that old pin set to work. So, yeah, that's some of those great videos. If you haven't been watching them, oh, they're really a treat. You should check out those videos, folks. But, it is kind of what it is. So yeah, what else do we have on docket today? Let's kind of run through the list of games that we are going to be rocking through today. Start down here. In the first time slot, we have the Mortal Kombat for Sega Genesis, complete in box. And then Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. What a glorious game that is. A lot of muscle memory in that game. So that's a pretty sweet one. Then we have the Super Turrican for Super Nintendo. And then we have Sonic the Hedgehog for Game Gear, complete in box. Then scrolling on up, we got a Narcoid for $5. And we got a lot of 4 NES games, including Double Dragon 3, for $38. Then in the next slot, we have Decap Attack for Sega Genesis. And that is sitting at a $21.50. And Super Glove Ball sealed at $2.25. So this one, I relisted this, got it back from the guy. I tried to describe the condition of the game better. We'll see if this moves up much. I hope it does, because $2.25 is pretty ridiculously low, but we'll see what happens. Phantasy Star 3 and a Super Nintendo game lot of 5 games. We have Super Metroid, and then we have Raiden for the TurboGrafx 16. And Raiden Trad is one of my favorite games of all time, arcade-style shooter. So, that's a pretty good lineup, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, let's just flip over and get into our auction setting page here. And we can just sit here and chat while we wait, because we still have another 10 minutes and like 10 and a half minutes to go. Another good show I've been watching is called White Lotus. I don't know if you've seen the previous seasons of that. It is a very strange show, without a doubt. Kind of, literally the music feels like it's to an offbeat drum, but the show is almost relaxing as you watch it. It can get a little uncomfortable sometimes, because they have some scenes that are really strange, but I don't know what it is. I like the show. It tastes really good. Hopefully I wake up so I can go to Big Dog tonight. That's the most important thing. I would only imagine, right? I did do something on Monday. Well, I did 2 things on Monday. I went skiing in the morning. And I was thinking, okay, it's going to be okay, because it was below freezing overnight, hopefully. And it was. And the groomed trails should be fine for at least an hour, and then I can get out. And Mondays are usually like the deadest day to go skiing. Well, I get out there, and there's more cars than usual, which I thought was strange. And they didn't open on time. Effing Mount Cato. And they open, and you had to go through like 3 inches of water to get onto the chairlift, which is a blessing. And as you're going down one of the runs, everything looks white, but it isn't. And you'll be going full speed on something. Well, like you almost want to fall forward then, because your skis want to stop. It was technically dangerous in my eyes. I go down 2 runs. On my way up for my 3rd run, I look over my shoulder in the chairlift, and I see 4 buses pull in of kids. So, you need to play at least Phantasy Star 4. 3 is okay, but 4 is a real gem. But as I look back and see these kids, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be out here anymore, so I left. And then it rained later that day, and yesterday it was really warm again. I didn't go, and I don't know what my skiing future is for the rest of the year. It's kind of rough. Let's just put it at that. But, kind of is what it is. But then, for the rest of the day, I did my taxes for the first time in my new career path. So I still had from my previous job, my W-2 from there, where I left there in April last year. And then I got my first 1099K from eBay. So I had done a lot of work on that already, where everything kind of balance sheets up, every transaction, all the taxes taken out for every transaction, the shipping expenses, my personal expenses, travel miles for doing things like garage sailing and stuff like that too, and going to the post office. So it was an interesting process. Good thing my old man was there as a champion to help me out. And we were able to use his software, so I didn't even have to purchase software for the first time like ever, because I usually just use TurboTax. And taxes usually aren't too terribly hard, but it's usually an interesting process in itself. But kind of went through the motions of that, and everything seems fine. So it's good news. We came in exactly what I expected to be at, which is where you should be at. Because if you're getting more than you're expected, then maybe you shouldn't have so much taken out. But if you get a lot less than expected, then you really need to be watching your P's and Q's, because you have to have the cash to cover it. But because of that, everything's in line in alignment. I got the green light now to start looking for the vacation we're going to be booking for November. And we have a trip to Mexico coming up in May. But now I'm more aggressively looking at November and watching the prices. So that should be most exciting in itself. But yeah, the skiing just sucks. What am I going to do? So I started doing some new exercises. And I feel like I think my wife made fun of me, but then she went and did them too. But chair exercises, I've been seeing these videos on Facebook and stuff, and I get plenty of leg works out with like skiing. I do a lot of walking normally when I'm not skiing, but I need to build the upper body more and the core just a little bit more. And I found this decent chair exercise video on YouTube, and you use free weights as you're doing it. And you know what? I kind of like it. I upgraded the weights a little bit today for the first time. I've had a shoulder, oh, I can't say the word shoulder injury many years ago. I dislocated it, but never went to the doctor because it popped back in right away. And I can feel it whenever I do these exercises. So hopefully it strengthens it more. Or I'm just not damaging it more. Who knows? I don't want to go to the doctor, though. I don't like going to the doctor. Feels like a big old waste of time. Speaking of doctors, our friend Katie, a normal viewer of the show, she's at the chiropractor right now getting some crack done. And our buddy Mike, who was another watcher of the show, is on an airplane, I think, right now. Maybe they'll catch it later. Maybe they won't. Who knows? All right. So, yeah, pretty exciting. This week, put up a lot of great games. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 17 auctions for next week. And we got some pretty action-packed items in for next week. So I'm pretty excited for it. But one of the big things I was pushing for the last 2 weeks, which has been kind of disrupting the auctions a little bit, is I want to sell off some of the PS2 collection. But a working PS2 is more of a pain in the ass. So I got one in the garage sale years ago that I think it worked, but it's in the garage somewhere. I got to dig it out. But in this big lot I just bought, it came with the PS2 Slim. And in the box, it had 2 power supplies, which I thought was weird. And tried to hook up one of them, and it didn't fit. And I go, what is this? So I did a Google Lens on the plug-in, and I was able to see that it was for a Blu-ray player, not a PS2. Both of them were for a Blu-ray player made by Sony, which is really weird. So I went on the Amazon and bought a new power supply. Now, a cheap one, third party. And that could be part of my problem here. But this PlayStation does not want to keep playing. Like, you turn it on and it turns off like in 3 seconds. It'll start booting the game and you'll see the game and then it turns off. And it's like, F me. So, for some reason, I was able to play one game for a long time. I got it to work for a while. But I might try to return the power supply. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. I don't return a lot of stuff to Amazon, but that's why you pay for Prime and crap, right? So, it definitely isn't working. But who knows? Power supplies should be pretty basic. Because what can happen over time in these older machines is the capacitors start going bad. And it could have that effect too. So anything's possible there. So this week I put up 10 PS2 games in one lot. I didn't test them. And I put in the comments and in the video that I didn't test them. And we looked at the scratches. There were some scratches on the discs. There definitely is. But I can't do a whole lot with that right now. But we'll see. I might hold off a little longer in the PS2 stuff then. I do not own a PS3, and I have a lot of PS3 games to test too, so this might become kind of a thing, I guess. I don't know. I wonder if I don't know if it's a true representation. Well, I'm looking down on my PC. If I run a PS2 emulator running the actual disc, it'd probably work, but it might work better than the original PS2, so it might not work in a PS2 drive or something. I don't know. Anything's possible, I guess. But it just is what it is, and it is what it is. So we'll give it one of these. Yeah, it's sad. I know. What are you gonna do? Oh, God. It does taste good, though. I gotta wake up, guys. I am just dragging here. Apologize. I'm really fun to watch, but hopefully I'm not getting a cold again. Just got over a flipping cold. But we'll see. Shipping last week went a heck of a lot better than the week before. I know we had the holiday in the week before, but I was talking to the post office lady where I dropped the games off, and I said, why is it that lots of times they like leave a destination and they come back to the same destination, leave that destination, come back to it? She goes, because somebody's managing like their work in progress report and they're just scanning stuff out at the end of the day, even though it really didn't leave. So I think that literally, since it's a government run business, it should be illegal, but you know, hey, regardless. All right, you guys ready for some rapid fire time? These are all 3-minute auctions, and we got less than a minute going on these two here for the Mortal Kombat and Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Mortal Kombat is sitting at 1550, and Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is at 36.67. So we'll see where these two go. I had more fun doing the videos on these two games than any games I've played in quite some time. I don't know what it was. I did the actual blood code and cheat code for Mortal Kombat in the video, which kind of made it a little more entertaining for me, I should say. But, yeah, I don't know. It was fun. I'm not going to lie. All right, so we're down to snipe time. We're at 20 seconds right now. 1550 and 36.67. And no movement, no movement. Oh, dry day. 10 seconds. 1550, 36.67. Oh, boy. Oh, we went up a little bit there, Mike Tyson's. Wow. We gained like $2 and like 30 cents or something. Oh, well, we'll take it, I guess.
Wow!
Yes, folks. Wow. I think it's going to be a low dollar week. That's what I'm getting at anyway. All right. Super Turks has gone up $5 since we started the show, which is a bonus. And let's see here, the Sonic the Hedgehog is still at 850 from when we started the show too. So we can see what happens here. We got 2 minutes and 21 seconds to go. Tomorrow, my big plan is to go help my parents install a new TV. And I don't know if I talked to you yet about this, Mark, but they're getting a 75-inch television, and they're going to mount it above their fireplace. And today, off to the side of the fireplace on a shelf, they have an old 42-inch Panasonic plasma. Those plasmas had great pictures, guys. They're like closer to OLED, in my opinion. But I think they're just too expensive to manufacture. And they live too long. Nobody wants a TV to live that long, right? Weird. But anyway, so I'm going to be working with him. We're going to go to Sam's Club. We're picking one out and picking it up. They have some decent deals. I think he's going to go with a lower end panel overall for now. Because the room it's in, it's not like a theater room. You don't need the best blacks in the world. So we'll see what ends up happening here. Let me think here. So I've never installed the TV in the mortar between bricks before in a fireplace. So this will be an experience in itself. But it's only $75 and it's on the cheap, so it shouldn't be too heavy. We should be able to get it done. And there's not a lot of obstacles where it's going to be at either. So that's even better. That is even better. Well, we're down to the 44 seconds, getting closer to snipe time. And yeah, who knows what'll happen, right? Yeah, you know. We're down to 27 seconds. 25. Come on, when are you gonna get in the snipe land here? Down into the 20-second mark. 1550, 850. What's gonna happen? And Sonic 2 is kind of cool because it does come with the original box. But it's a very common game. They probably made more of those in actual Game Gears. Hey, we got a little snipe there in Turkston. Went up another $4 almost. And that's it. That was a snipe. I mean, it counts. Not getting huge snipes, though. Not overly exciting, is it? So, a Narcoid still at $5. Oh boy, what an exciting. And then we got the Nintendo lot still at $38. So, relatively in between common NES games. These are not, I think these are like $10 to $15 range-ish, I have them categoried as. So, if we got up to 40 or even 38, I think that's probably right in line. So, now, they're in pretty good shape. Double Dragon 3, even though it's looked at as one of the hardest or almost like one of the worst Double Dragon games made, it's still got nostalgia, right? That muscle wrestling game is kind of cool. And they got a McDonald's game, and that shooter was actually fun. That Stinger, that was a fun shooter. I forgot about that. When I played it in the video, I was entertained. I'm not going to lie. Should always have Bailey's in the coffee. God, that tastes damn good. Probably too good, right? So yeah, we're gonna hang that new TV up. Thinking TCL at this point, because that Sam's has a TCL. They have in the range we're looking at, they have a TCL, an LG, and a Samsung. Samsung's most expensive, LG's in the middle, and then TCL's on the end, but it's on sale. And the LG's, I've gotten a 75 and 86, and I've had trouble with both of them within the first couple of years. So I'm leaning away from the LG's at this point. And they were even technically better panels. But I'll tell you what, I've bought a lot of cheap TCLs, like the one behind me. Oh, that's not me playing, it's somebody else playing games now, but they hold up, and they'll rip through it for the most part, and they're very reasonably priced. Like, you can get a TCL 75-inch, their S5 category, for like under $500 right now. It's just crazy how cheap things are. But we'll see. I'll sit down and chat with him and see if he wants to upgrade, like for $100 more. You can get, maybe a QLED or something. But we'll see what happens. All right, we're getting down to Snipe Land here already. 20 seconds to go. We have a Narcoid at $5 and the Nintendo game lot at $38. And we'll see if we get any movement out of these bad boys, huh? We'll see. $38 and $5. 5 seconds. 39. What a huge snipe. $1 so far. Oh, another $5. Hey, we'll take it. Hey, look at that. That's not so bad.
Wow!
That's right, kids. Wow. 45.34. So we went from 38 to that. So I was at $7.34. Decap Attack. 21.50 it's at currently. And, oh, this is the weird one. Sleeper Glove Ball. Oh, it's moved up already. It's gone up $10 since we started the show. This could be the sleeper of the show right here. That's got possibilities. And my phone is making noises. Because I don't know what it is when you're actually getting to the point of selling stuff. Hey, Katie is on. Hey. I know. I was at 90 earlier this week, Katie. I lost one. But part of the problem with my channel is that people... They're like, oh, this is kind of interesting. And then I put 18 videos out in one day and it eats up their whole channel. So my channel isn't just based on subscribers. It's based on pushing stuff on eBay. And I always got to remind myself that. But I am getting higher. There is no doubt. I'd like to maybe have a little party if I ever hit 100. How about that? It'd be pretty exciting, let me tell you. I hope did you get your crack that you were looking for, Katie? I hope. Yeah. The only mom on the street with crack. All right, so yeah, so I'm looking again for a new TV for myself too. Not in a huge hurry. I say I had trouble with LGs. That's what I've been having trouble with, and I have an 86-inch right now. It's like 2.5 years old, and it's got a dark spot on it. And I'm looking at dumping that thing and putting in a new 85. But using the mini LEDs and getting a better black out of that. So we'll see how this goes. But, I probably need more crack. Jeez, Katie. Oh, Decap Attack went up $1. So Decap Attack the day I put that up last week, a guy came and made me an offer, even though it says I don't take offers, $20. And I said, no, I'll leave it for auction. Look, it's past $20. I said, feel free on bidding on it. And maybe he is the one bidding on it. You know, I can't tell you for sure. But I hope that if he really wants it, he wins it. But it is kind of annoying when you don't take offers and people like message you to do an offer, because it's just more work for me, if that makes sense. All right, here we're getting into Snipe Land. 20 seconds. 22.50 and 12.50. Well, keep an eye on that glove ball. If anything's going to happen, that's going to be it. And we'll see. 10 seconds. Oh boy, I'm getting sweaty armpits now, guys. Uh-oh, we're going 12.50 in the Super Glove Ball. $40. $40. We'll take it. And $30 to Cap Attack. You know what? That takes a little party. Ah, God, I love the sax one. No, that was good. That was really good. So it went up to 42. It said 40 and then 42. I don't know how that works. But from $2.25 to 42, that's like $39.50 increase. Take it. All right, let's look at Fantasy Star at 3 at $10.50, which my brother hasn't played apparently. I swear he played it. I think I even remember watching you play it. So anyway, it is a pretty good game. I'll sell you my 60-inch Panasonic Plasma for $1,200. That is a really good deal, and I'll have to think about that. God, I tell you what, though, those Panny Plasmas held up pretty well. My parents is getting a little bit of a double image if you look at text, if you get really close to it. But I think it bought it like 16 years ago, and that TV's on all the damn time. So that's pretty good, I would have to say. I say that is a pretty good performing TV over the years. Now they pull quite a bit of power, but you could argue they heat your home for you too. So might be necessary in the winter, right? So I'm talking a little bit about Venmo. I got an email today that eBay now takes Venmo as payment. And Venmo's such a weird thing because, you know, we all use it to pass money around. Now, what I did a little reading on it, it's important that when you're passing money between friends, is that you select that you're passing money between friends. Never select goods and services. Because there's certain thresholds, matters what state you're in. Right now, the state of Minnesota, I think it's at $5,000. So if you were to do over $5,000 and you haven't given Venmo your tax information, they're going to start pulling 24% anything above the $5,000 for the government. Lovely government, isn't it? And this is a rule that was a law put in place a while ago that they're finally putting in. And you'll get, if you go over $5,000, you're going to get a 1099K, similar to what I got for eBay. And you're going to have to justify the taxes on that. So make sure you're not checking goods and services for anything you buy. All right, we're in Snipe Land. We're at 10.50. We're at 6 seconds here. 4, 3. Oh, we went up on the Super Nintendo games. We're getting these little snipes today. Aren't they cute? Oh, man, they're just so cute. Why don't we just do... Yes, that was a snipe. And I think we're coming up on our last two auctions of the day. Oh, this jumped up $30 since we started the show. Super Metroid sitting at 86. Damn. And Raiden at 80. Raiden should go for more than Super Metroid. But we'll see how this goes. I'm happy with that, though. Yeah, we might get kind of close to the quota after all today. We've had some sneaky uprisings within these auctions. Not necessarily the hugest snipes, but we picked up $40 on the Super Glove Ball alone, which is decent. Oh. But I will tell you, again, it is a peace of mind to get your taxes done and to know that you don't owe a whole bunch extra or something like that so that you can continue to move on with your life. But yeah, it's fun. So yeah, just a reminder again, Venmo, if you're passing a lot of money in it, probably start being a little bit more careful, but make sure you are selecting friends and family or whatever the function is. And at least in today's world, you're not going to get taxed on that. But, we went up. What happened there? We went up, or did it just move up and down? I can't tell. I think Metroid went up $3, but I might be wrong. Because it just keeps shifting up and down. It drives me insane watching these videos. How it works. But anyway, that's pretty cool. So on Saturday, it was National Margarita Day, and I hope you all partook in that. And we went to a Mexican restaurant we hadn't been to because they had buy one, get one house margaritas. Any size. And I've gotten a monster margarita before at a restaurant. I've even drank 2 monster margaritas at a restaurant before. But this monster margarita was so big, I could have taken a bath in it. And I drank the whole thing plus a little bit of my wife's. And it hit me so hard. And I didn't eat dinner, so anyway. Yada, yada, yada. I was pretty tired Sunday. What are you going to do? In case of the loudmouth Saturday. But at least got home at a respectable time. All right, so this is the finale coming up here. We're almost at Snipeland. We are at Snipeland right now. $86 for the Metroid and $80 for Raiden. I think Raiden's going to jump. I think Raiden's going to be 121. That's going to be my guess. And Metroid might just stay where it's at. We'll see. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Come on. Give me something here. 5, 4. Oh, well, Metroid went up. There we go. 112.50. 128.35. Woo, woo. We'll take that. Let's just have another sax party, shall we? That's all we have for the show. It's already over, guys. Wasn't that simple? All right. Well, I hope you have a great day and everything works out for you. And I probably still will go to Big Dog tonight if you guys are interested, whatever. But thanks for watching. Be safe.